How's it going, guys? This is Skattosan. I wanted to make a video because it is the summertime now, and I pretty much bombed this last semester. So what I'm going to be focusing on this summer is pretty much all-encompassing myself, reading several books. I should say rereading. Some of these I haven't finished, but I wanted to show you which ones they were and kind of tell you why I'm reading them, but I'm also recommending them at the same time. And then, of course, I'll be doing a bunch of Kendo. I'll be trying to find a dojo in the Sacramento area and figuring out, what it means to be in a dojo when it comes to Kendo. So, yeah, basically this summer's going to be about training and, I guess rekindling something that I haven't experienced in a long time, which is the books. So the books that I have here, I've done book reviews before on some of these books, but I'm going to obviously do it again because I'm rereading them, and I'm going to actually be journaling in this lovely owl book here. Okay, this really thick book full of blank noodly pages. Okay, this is going to be my journal for all of the basically the Eastern philosophy type books that I'll be reading, such as Hagakure, okay, Musashi's or not Musashi's, Yamamoto Tsunotomo's book translated by William Scott Wilson, who also translated Life-Giving Sword. This one here, Life-Giving Sword, which was given to me by a friend. I went and picked up Yoju-kun, which is also translated by William Scott Wilson. Of course, we can't forget Kaufman's Musashi's Book of Five Rings, just because this is an amazing book. You really can't go wrong when it comes to Musashi. Of course, Sun Tzu's Art of War. I don't know if this is the full version. I guess from what I'm to understand, the Art of War is really short. But there are a lot of excerpts from other generals and I guess ranking officials or something who have used this book, read it, and I don't know. They decided to give input, and so what I'm going to be doing with these particular books is utilizing as much as I can from these, taking my own notes, highlighting inside the book, putting notes in here, but then also transcribing what it is that I find really useful to myself and potentially others, and putting it in my own journal. I have a couple other journals. I've moved, so I've got them all wrapped up in these Ziploc bags because I didn't want them to get wet. I'm kind of anal retentive when it comes to that. This one here is an empty, a blank page book for just drawings and stuff that come to mind. This one here is just going to be a journal for whenever I fill my next one. The Wandering Bumblebee. This one is eventually going to be I guess what's gone through my life regarding love, relationships, things of that nature. The Lost Book is what I call this one. The Lost Book. I call that one The Lost Book because it's basically a journal / story about what I've been through and things that I think. It's pretty much just all the dark stuff that comes to mind. So you journal it, and then basically this is supposed to get lost because you don't want that to basically be a part of your life. So in any case, and then of course I have The Way of Living, and this one is basically going to be the book to what I write in here, the Redwood Forest Owl book. It's basically just going to be a compilation of philosophy. that I've come across through these books, through life, through experiencing, So that's. I also have. This is a book I haven't finished yet. It's called Samurai's Wife. It's a very interesting mystery book about a excuse me, about an investigator who is investigating a murder that was done by what they believe to be Kiai. So basically someone who screamed at such a pitch or it actually caused someone to die because of it. Siddhartha, okay, by Hermann Hesse, a remarkable great American classic. I've read this thing at least 4 or 5 times. At least. Same thing with Hagakure. I read Hagakure at least 6 times. This one I picked up because it was translated by William Scott Wilson. It's The Lone Samurai, The Life of Miyamoto Musashi. This has been an amazing book so far, and I've only gotten maybe half through. I pretty much know a lot about Miyamoto Musashi, but there's things that I didn't know. Like, most of his duels were done, or I should say, fought with a wooden sword, a bokken of some kind. So to me, that's very interesting. And I can tell, like if you hold, for instance, if you have a katana, okay, and it's made of metal or whatever, an actual alloy, okay, it's depending on the quality of it. Like this one is rather. This isn't like a high grade, but this is definitely a higher grade than most just, what do you call it? Display models. Yeah. Like, you can actually, practice cuts with these. And me and James Temper have practiced with this one and his katana that I gave him. So, this versus a bokken, like, for instance, this one here, which I bought one of these for me and James Temper, and these are remarkable. I can imagine why Miyamoto Musashi wanted to duel with a wooden sword, because you can do a lot more with them faster. I'm not saying that there aren't swords out there that are really well balanced, because there are. I mean, this one is probably one of the highest grades that I have for katana. For wakizashi, which is my personal favorite, this one here I call Forest. It's my middle name. It's the first sword I actually purchased. It was quality. It's a Paul Chen. So for me, I mean, real swords with, real common. See if I can't get that for you guys. I mean, to me, this is literally the highest quality I have. But it's wakizashi. I like short sword. I really do. It's partially probably because of my height. I'm only 5'4", which currently is 163 centimeters. But yeah, I like short sword just because it's fast. I don't have to worry about taking a full half second or whatever to draw something longer. Because to me, it's like my arms just aren't long enough to draw a katana with speed. So I might have to look at the different sizes for katana. Like the regulation shinais are 39-inch. So I don't know. It's all about practicing and getting comfortable. So anyways, on with the other books. Dan Millman. Okay. Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Alright. This is an amazing book. But it's got number 2, Sacred Journey of the Peaceful Warrior. Okay. Both of these books will blow your mind. Okay. It's an autobiography, but it's more than that. It's kind of like a hyped up story based off of certain things that actually did happen. So, yes, both by Dan Millman, and both very good books. Read these in high school, changed my life. Quite literally. So, again, this summer, I'm going to be reading books, I'm going to be journaling, I'm going to be writing notes, and I'm going to be training. All the while, cutting sushi over at Nagato Sukiyaki up in Sacramento. So, yeah, I'm really interested in getting things done, focusing power. I have no idea what the hell that is doing. Let's see if I can't figure it out. Honestly, don't know what that noise was. Who cares, right? So yeah, I guess I'm gonna cut this short at around like 10 minutes and 47 seconds or whatever. So if you guys have any questions about the books, anything, feel free to ask. Just tag me here, Facebook, wherever. All right, ciao.